Hello, friends and fellow reefers. This is another month status of this reef build of mine. 1 year and 1 month. It's been a good month, I'd say, but also a lot of work. I ended a fallow last month and had an Achilles tang, but turned out 77 days was not enough. Not enough for fallowing this tank and get rid of a week. So the Achilles got sick again a week, and I had to take him out. And this time I didn't do copper quarantine, I did tank transfer instead, and now I keep him in my QT system in the basement, trying to feed him up. I think all of this with getting ick and quarantining and not wanting to eat and everything, he went a little bit thin. So he needs to go in the basement and beef up right now. But so the tank right now, it is running on ick management, but fish you see on the picture, I mean, they are not displaying any signs of ick infestation. So I guess they're immune, or they have a very strong immune system. Now, other than that, actually, the tank has been running fantastic. It's doing quite well without water changes currently, but I am planning a water change. But during the fallow period and also respecting quarantining, I didn't do any water changes to keep it as sterile as I could. But yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, there was no point in that because it remained still having to had bought a lot of new equipment just to be sure it's 100% sterile. That's waste. Well, such is life. You win or you learn. Now, corals. Yeah, actually, the corals been doing excellent. Last month, they've been growing well, but unfortunately, when I cleaned my flow pumps, the gyre pumps, the Red Sea gyre pumps, I also had to clean the glass to protect the magnets, and then I released some algae that got stuck in the skimmer, and the skimmer basically flooded, and unfortunately the skimmer cup was too full, so I actually boosted nitrate and organics quite heavily in the tank, just say 5 days ahead of this. And some of the corals, like the Goni and the Akan, which are a little bit more sensitive, yeah, they're still not so happy, but they're recovering. It'll work out. I think I'm gonna top this one off with 50% water change, and I think we're gonna be back to perfect. Then, yeah, on the dosing, I've also started dosing phosphate because I am struggling to keep the phosphate level up. Okay, what else is there? Yeah, you see fish fat and healthy. Corals been growing. If you look at the bird's nest corals here, yeah, I need to start trimming them down for sure. They're bigger than I wanted them, but yeah, I chose not to mess around with the corals due to the QT and everything. It has to settle, and then it flooded, and yeah, I also been busy in the basement with other projects and also QTing the fish. So this tank has been doing okay. One very positive thing is that the Vermetids, they almost disappeared by themselves. I'm a little bit confused. I have to read up on the Vermetids. I don't really know what happened, why they suddenly disappeared. I do have sponges growing in the tank, And I don't know if it's the iodine dosing that affected the vermetides, or it is that the hermits, they started preying on it, or it's just that the few bumblebee snails I have, they've actually done a good job to keep them back. But I don't see them spawning or populating, I just see them disappearing. A few still remains. I know the corals, yeah, I haven't displayed these corals that much, but yeah, it's a basic Montipora. But I do believe Montipora capricornis, but I think it's been growing very nicely in the shade. But I don't want it to attach to any rocks, so I keep it separate. And then also I have a green Montipora capricornis, but for some reason it's a very particular, peculiar growth pattern. If you're new to the channel, just take a quick look in the sump area. To the left I have the battling. I also have a manifold pump that's feeding two reactors in the center section. The return is in the center section, and then I have a counterlit refugium or a corpora refugium. I have a UVC, and then also to the left here, when we change doors, there's an algae reactor, and then it's the dosing containers and dosing vodka. And yeah, that's about it. All in all, it's been a good month. I'm happy that the fish are back, they're healthy, things are moving around. I'm a little bit sad that it didn't work with the fallow and I could get Achilles into the tank this time, but such is life. You win or you learn. That said, I thank you for your attention. I wish you a pleasant evening. Bye bye.